And now let's get to a shocking story out of Virginia Elementary School. A 6-year-old boy is in custody after opening fire inside his first grade classroom on Friday, where he left one of his teachers in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. NBC News correspondent Katie Beck joins us now from Newport News, Virginia, with the latest details. Katie, so many questions on this one. I know we're still awaiting quite a few answers, but I think two of the top ones on people's mind are, okay, if this wasn't an accident, what does that mean happened there? How do police know it wasn't? And then, of course, how did a 6-year-old get a gun?
Yeah, those questions are burning in the minds of many residents here in Newport News. At that press conference late on Friday, the police chief made very clear that this was an intentional shooting. This was not accidental, and that it occurred inside a classroom after some type of exchange or confrontation between the teacher and the student. So how the student was able to get a handgun and bring it into the building is still unknown at this time. We're hoping that a press conference later today at 4 o'clock will shed light on some of those questions that remain. But certainly for a 6-year-old to have access to a firearm and know how to use it is really the central question that everyone is really dying to know the answer to.
Absolutely. Katie, also, how's the teacher doing? What's the latest on her condition?
She is currently listed in stable condition. We did hear from some school community members earlier today who were having a prayer group, and one of them was her pastor, and said that she was able to take visitors and actually speak to friends and neighbors. So it does appear that her condition is improving, which is a big relief, because on Friday when she was transported, they said that was with life-threatening injury. I think a lot of people throughout the weekend were holding their breath and hoping for the best for her.
Absolutely. And Katie, this actually isn't a one-off incident for this school district, sort of a disturbing statistic. In the past 17 months, the district has had 3 instances of gun violence. Quickly here, has there been any call to action from parents, the community at all?
Yeah, we spoke to one grandfather today whose daughter is actually an employee of the school and whose grandson is a 2nd grader. And he mentioned the fact that they have metal detectors they use randomly, but not constantly, and that's a policy issue they need to address. He says a lot of parents have questions about the protocols and how they're releasing this information to the public, being that it's sort of concerning for the public to know that they don't use these metal detectors all the time. So he was calling for change and some answers on policy there. The other faith leader that we spoke to was talking about how difficult these memories will be for the children who witnessed this. Here's what she had to say.
To have something like this, a safe place where kids are supposed to run with their friends, where they're supposed to pass notes in school, to have that place have a devastation to it that all of them share and take home to their bedrooms at night and lay their head on a pillow, that's a kind of darkness they should have had to deal with.
Now, this group was actually meeting here today on the playground, trying to bring comfort to one another as they await the answers to these terribly troubling questions.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.